There's a specific kind of exhaustion that Otroverts know well. It isn't the tiredness that comes from being alone too long. It isn't social fatigue. It isn't loneliness in the ordinary sense. It's the exhaustion of loving someone who cannot quite reach you. Of being in a relationship, a real one, a good one that looks perfectly healthy from the outside, and still feeling, quietly, privately, like you were doing it alone. If you felt this isn't about the other person. And it isn't about you being broken. It's about wiring. About what love actually requires when one of the people in it is an Otrovert. Most people enter a relationship with a relatively clear idea of what they need from another person. Warmth, loyalty, shared time, the feeling of being chosen. These things matter to Otroverts too, but they aren't enough. For an Otrovert, a relationship lives or dies on one thing that most people never name explicitly: being understood from the inside. Not accepted, not tolerated, not even loved. Understood. There's a difference. You can love someone completely and still have no real idea of what it's like to be them. And for an Otrovert, that gap, the gap between being loved and being understood, is where the loneliness lives. Kaminsky observed something specific in Otroverts who struggled in their relationships. It wasn't that they chose the wrong people. It wasn't that they didn't try hard enough. It was that they were hoping for something their partners didn't know was being asked of them. The Otrovert never said, "I need you to understand my inner world. I need you to ask about my thoughts, not my day. I need conversations that go somewhere real." They just waited and slowly, quietly withdrew. There are two ways an Otrovert can show up in a relationship. The first is the wall. This is the Otrovert who learned early that their inner world was too much for people. Too intense, too complicated, too difficult to explain to someone who doesn't already live somewhere similar. So they stopped sharing it. Not out of distrust, not out of coldness, out of protection of themselves and of the relationship. They are fully present in the practical life of the partnership. They show up. They are dependable, thoughtful, devoted. But behind all of that, there's a room they've never opened the door to. Their partner knows they are loved. They just never quite feel they know who they are loved by. The second is the window. This is the Otrovert who tries to share, who offers glimpses of the interior, tentative and careful, watching to see if the other person looks interested or looks for the exit. When those glimpses are met with real curiosity, with questions that go deeper instead of redirecting to something easier, the window opens wider. And what happens next is one of the most complete experiences of intimacy an Otrovert can have. When those glimpses are met with polite confusion, or a subject change, or the specific kindness of someone who cares but doesn't understand, the window closes. And it closes faster than it opened. Otroverts don't have a type in the conventional sense. They aren't drawn to a particular look, a particular profession, particular personality. They are drawn to a particular quality. Depth. Not intellectual depth necessarily, though that helps. not philosophical depth. Just the sense that there is more to this person than what they're currently showing. That beneath the surface, there is something worth finding. The wrong partner for an Otrovert isn't someone cruel or careless. It's someone genuinely happy on the surface. Someone for whom a pleasant afternoon, a good film, an easy conversation is genuinely enough. There's nothing wrong with that. It's simply a different frequency. And two people on different frequencies, no matter how much they love each other, will eventually exhaust themselves trying to bridge a gap neither of them created. The right partner for an Otrovert isn't necessarily another Otrovert, though that's one version of it. It's someone with what Kaminsky calls resonant curiosity. The capacity to be genuinely interested in what lies beneath, in the ideas that keep someone up at night, in the question behind the question, in the version of a person that most people never ask to meet. That quality, resonant curiosity, is rarer than kindness, rarer than loyalty, rarer than love. But when an Otrovert finds it, they know. For an Otrovert, love doesn't look the way it looks in most stories. It isn't the grand gesture. It isn't the crowd of people celebrating your relationship. It isn't the constant presence, the checking in, the noise of being together. Love for an Otrovert looks like a Tuesday evening where neither of you needs to perform. It looks like a conversation that starts with something ordinary and ends somewhere neither of you expected. It looks like someone who reads what you send them at 2 a.m. and responds with something real. It looks like silence that doesn't need to be explained. It looks like being known, not performed at, not managed, known. This is what makes love different for an Otrovert. The bar isn't higher. It's just positioned differently. Most people measure love by frequency. How often you're together, how much you communicate, how visible the relationship is to others. Otroverts measure it by depth. One real evening outweighs 100 comfortable ones. One conversation where something true was said outweighs a year of pleasant noise. If you've been in a relationship that looked right from the outside, but felt wrong from the inside, this might be part of the reason. Not that the love wasn't real. It was. Not that the other person failed you. They didn't. Just that what you need, and what most relationships offer by default, are two different things. And knowing that, really knowing it, not as an excuse, but as information, changes what you look for, changes what you stay for, changes what you ask. Next week, we go to the source. Rami Kaminsky, the book that gave all of this its name, what he actually says, and what most people miss when they read it. Until then, think about one person in your life who's ever made the window open wider. You'll know who it is.